Artificial intelligence is now officially in service in the military.
The development of artificial intelligence is essential in the conditions of warfare.
Machines making error-free decisions for humans have become the main trend in the global defense industry in recent years.
We are at the beginning of a major revolution in the conduct of war.
However, self-guidance to the target no longer surprises anyone. Artificial intelligence has advanced much further. Now there are the latest missiles that choose their own routes. Combat turrets capable of replacing an entire platoon of soldiers on the front line. And even unique piloting systems that allow aircraft to engage in combat without a pilot in the cockpit. Watch today on Arsenal to see how far progress has come and whether robots will replace humans in the trenches. This is a video of the tests of the latest Turkish missile, well known in Ukraine from the company Baykar. Kemankes 2 Mini Smart is the official name of the product. And yes, it is a missile with artificial intelligence. It is known that the missile can stay in the air for about an hour. Its warhead weighs 6 kilograms. At the same time, the manufacturer claims a flight altitude of up to 5 kilometers and a speed of over 700 kilometers per hour. Particular attention should be paid to its artificial intelligence. It works in conjunction with the guidance system, which has allowed the hit probability to be brought almost to 100%. In the final approach to the target, the system is capable of independently detecting the enemy based on preset parameters. Moreover, the artificial intelligence is not confused by weather conditions, nighttime, or even electronic warfare measures.
Such technologies, for example, were used in a very similar type in the 155 caliber munitions Smart and Bonus. These are French and German munitions for respectively 1000. When the tandem type munition in the final phase of the strike, yes, it was guided or adjusted the strike based on a database of objects on enemy equipment that was embedded in it. That is, it essentially adjusted itself.
At the same time, the special advantage of robotic control is particularly evident under the influence of enemy electronic warfare. If the missile was flying under the operator's control and the enemy equipment jammed the signal, these functions are instantly taken over by artificial intelligence, helping it to bypass all obstacles and, despite everything, destroy the target.
Artificial intelligence allows, even in conditions where the communication channel is interrupted, to guide, for example, an aerial target, a drone, as an option to the object it was supposed to destroy. That is, in this case, artificial intelligence starts to play the role of the operator.
The previous version of the Kemankes missile was developed for launching from drones. Considering the video tests of Kemankes 2, analysts say that the missile is also intended for UAVs. However, the test launch from the bed of a pickup truck opens up additional application possibilities. Now it can be mounted on ground vehicles, and once the necessary speed is reached, launched directly from the armor. However, the Americans have advanced even further in the field of artificial intelligence. They equipped not the missile but the carrier rocket, the X-62A Vista fighter with automated control. Moreover, they not only equipped it, but even tested it in combat. The first ever battle between F-16 fighters and the X-62A aircraft, controlled by artificial intelligence, was conducted in the USA.
We are at the beginning of a major revolution in the conduct of warfare.
It is known that during the improvised battle, there were still 2 pilots in the cockpit of the autonomous fighter. However, they did not interfere with the operation of the equipment. The main task was to back up the computer and switch between different modes of the artificial intelligence to test how they handle threats. Analysts noted that the tests were indeed very intense. The planes flew extremely aggressively and at incredibly high speeds, sometimes at approximately around 2,000 kilometers per hour. At times, overall vista under the control of artificial intelligence showed good results. In the US, officials reported that the aerial confrontation was successful. However, who won, human or computer, citing national security considerations, was not disclosed. It is worth noting that Ukraine has also made significant strides in the field of artificial intelligence in weaponry. Various robotic platforms, automatic combat turrets, and other technologies are currently being actively tested on the front lines. Recognizing all the advantages, Russia has also closely engaged in similar developments.
To develop and mass produce promising types of weapons. Robotic complexes and combat lasers. Weapons using artificial intelligence technologies.
However, can combat lasers completely replace humans in the trenches? Analysts assure that they cannot, at least not right now. The fact is that the artificial intelligence system in modern weaponry is only just being developed on TICOS, and it still requires, if not assistance, then at least supervision from a specialist.
In principle, so it can be an additional element of any weapon. But at the current stage of technological development, it cannot function without an operator. Although in most cases, of course, artificial intelligence can already replace operators. That is, minimize human presence, albeit only at the initial stage.
In American society, which traditionally advances faster than others in cutting-edge weaponry, the public is concerned with more humane issues, aside from the technical ones.
Yes, many are worried that machines will be given the ability to kill without human involvement. This removes responsibility, because if a drone that killed someone was not controlled by a human, then who is responsible for it? The military officer, the drone manufacturer, all of this becomes very complicated. Moreover, there are also philosophical questions about human dignity, and whether machines should be given such a right, which many people oppose. On the other hand, artificial intelligence is more logical than humans, and the war in Ukraine. We have seen real atrocities there, seen attacks on Ukrainian schools and hospitals, seen mass executions of civilians, mass rapes. This does not happen with artificial intelligence. Humans were behind all of this.
How would you answer the question of whether robots will replace soldiers on the battlefield? Be sure to write in the comments under this video, and also like it and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new episodes of Arsenal.